there's a good audience in Chicago and in the Midwest, but part of the beauty of our site is that we have people who come to our site every day from other places in the world and spreading what we do and interacting with us and sharing us. So we're very much centered in Chicago because that's where we are, but our reach gets to be to thousands of people outside of our little bubble.
Yeah, we're kind of sick of being the middle city in between LA and New York. Like, that's one thing when I go to this spot to do stuff. Like, I want to showcase as much Chicago talent as I can, and really show, because we're fortunate enough to have that audience all over the world, really show everyone what Chicago is made of. And there's so much talent here, and there's, at least for a long time, wasn't any hype man for the city of Chicago. So we're the hype men of Chicago.
He's the hype man.
What I'm trying to say is, we basically, nothing happens in the city if we are not here. But we're all really excited about it. That we've been super fortunate in meeting some really great people in the city, and we all love this city so much that whatever we can do to not only help the community here, but also inform people outside of the city of what people are doing here, that's kind of our goal with that online hub.
I think one of the coolest things about the site for me is it's a great excuse to contact somebody that I don't know, somebody who I want to know, and instead of just saying like, hey, I'm so and so, you don't know me, I don't do anything, I would say, I'm Rod from Quest Family, you might have seen the site, we really like the work, my featured it, and it's a conversation starter, and it's great. And I know you do this all the time, and it's a great way to meet people. And just the number of people that I've met in the city and outside of the city because of it is amazing. It's a great thing.
So one of the cool things that happened as we sort of branched out and had people visiting from around the world on a sort of a regular basis, people started to think we were legit, and we were a real business, and we were paying and all sorts of stuff. But we started to get inquiries into internships. And we now have a sort of full-time residency internship program with Ina, who's right here. She was
Stand up.
Who is, she's absolutely been the backbone of the studio for over a year now? Or almost a year. Ina, if you have anything to say about the experience, otherwise we're going to speak for you. Who wants to take it? I just think it's been a really great opportunity for us and her.
Yeah. We were very hesitant, I think, at first to bring someone in as an intern, especially from overseas. We're just like, we're a bunch of hacks. Like, we're not going to anyone.
We can't even get our shit together.
Right.
We were worried we wouldn't have enough work for it.
Yeah, which was a total misconception.
So I think Scott was the main person who was like, no, we should really do this, and went through all of this paperwork and work visas, student visas, and everything to bring Ina here. And it's really been a huge help in what we do, and it kind of evolved very organically when she got here. And it started as this internship, and it's now turning into kind of this residency / internship. She does a lot of her own work in our space. She screen prints and letter presses. She has work up on our online shop. She's participating in shows around the city. So not only is she there to kind of maintain the space and do all the shitty intern stuff, like make coffee wonderfully, but she's also a huge talent that we're very excited to have in our space. And whenever we are not occupying our time with some random crap that we have to do, she's doing her own thing and creating work. And we like to think that the next person that we bring in is going to be as much of a self-starter as Ina and be able to not only help us, but help themselves and create their own work within this space. And we want it to be as beneficial, if not more beneficial, for them than it is really for us in the space. So,
and she has a solo show coming up next month at the Fender. So come check it out.
She quickly became the most prolific sort of person in our group in terms of being there and making things and putting it out there. And I think,
Next person has a lot to live up to.
yeah, but it's been kind of interesting to see somebody come from a completely different perspective.
She's from Germany, by the way. Did we say that?
Yeah, she's from Germany. But she came here and she didn't know anybody, right? She didn't know a single person, and now like she has more friends than us. It's true.
So the last thing I just want to talk about what we're doing. You go into the sort of thing, and there are avenues that you dream of as a creative person. And I think we've all thought, wouldn't it be cool to have a gallery? Wouldn't it be cool to have a silk screen shop? Wouldn't it be cool to do this sort of thing? Who hasn't thought, wouldn't it be great to have a publishing house or their own way to publish books? And that's sort of one of the latest developments that is sort of being told as an extension of the Post family. It's this idea of the Post Press. Again, really leveraging the notoriety that Scott has with his position in the Obama campaign. Leveraging a website called Kickstarter, which is sort of a grassroots funding site to get projects going off the ground. Basically, people invest. Once they reach a maximum, the project is a go, and it funds all of that happening. So that has really allowed us to start the Post Press, and the first book that will come out very soon is Designing Obama. And hopefully there's more stuff in the works. More books coming out. Alex, would you consider your book Post Press or not? Somewhere in there. Alex did a beautiful book called The Incredible Tree That Is Consciousness. Again, I think we're going to be producing more books for this venue a lot.
There's something I think to be said about this, which is really interesting. When Scott had the offer from some serious publishing companies to make this book because he was so close to the campaign and he has an authentic look. He actually had a deal with Harry Abrams. And when he went to negotiate with them, they wanted all the control in the whole world. They wanted to control the stock, they wanted to control the size of the book, they wanted to control the page count, they wanted to control the cover art, they wanted to control everything. And our friend Scott here is a control freak. He didn't like that. And it was, again, through the power of internet, through the power of Kickstarter, which is an unbelievable site, and you should check it out. What we did was we funded the entire book before it got, it was completely designed. So we wanted to raise $50,000. If we raised $49,999 over the 40 days that we wanted to fundraise it, no one's credit card would get, rung and the dream is dead. But we hit 80. We hit 80 grand, and it allowed us to do something really amazing, which is we have complete control over the book. The book's paid for. We are going to have 1,500 books left over to sell to people, and if we don't sell them, that's the worst thing that happens. That we just have 1,500 Obama books. But if we do sell them, it's it's a profit, and the book has like fancy Japanese fabric that book cloth that was shipped from Japan. It took 2 months, and every material, every choice was really special, and it's going to be a really unique book. And I think when people get to see the book, we had this power and this flexibility because of our combined resources and to do what Scott got to do exactly what he wanted. He got to produce the book exactly how he wants to be. And what you see isn't a hodgepodge of what was the negotiation with the publishing company, but it's 100% what he wanted to make. So that's something that's pretty special, I think, and something that we're all about in any way we can, which is using this sort of internet model and not having to go work with the man or through the man or that sort of shit.
Yeah. The idea is that now we got this one, we're going to try to do one giant book project a year. So this book, the money that we make off of this book will go to funding our next thing. And then we'll have smaller publications in between over there. Like Alice's is like a 3-color offset, staple-bound book. I've done some just Xerox copy books. So there'll be a variety of things that we can do with that Post Press. It's just another milk crate to get on from. So yeah, we're all really excited about print material in general. As much as we are a web-based entity, we have a lot of web presence. There's nothing better to all of us than to have something